Getting right into, I'm going to introduce my third panelist, Dr. Nushmia Khokhar. She's presented, among many accomplishments, she's presented papers at international conferences like American Society of Clinical Oncology, American College of Physicians. Now, the one big accomplishment that I was really proud of, and I think when you hear about it, you'll also really appreciate. After, the Pakistani floods, the great Pakistani floods of last year, she actually arranged an information symposium with the Center for Global Health at Northwestern University. And not only she raised money, but she raised a lot of awareness in the mainstream America. So the question for Dr. Khokhar is, we always hear, especially like as Pakistani students, post 9/11, there's a big hysteria, right? Okay, now we don't want to be, we don't want to be pushing the envelope because, the more we push, the more we get the pushback. So my question to Dr. Khokhar is, post 9/11, has it become harder to integrate, assimilate? And how difficult was it for you to organize that symposium, given the perception of Pakistan and mainstream media? And so I want you to speak about your challenges and your experience while you led that symposium.
Thank you, Gibran. So your first question was, is it harder to assimilate after 9/11? And I don't think it's a mystery to anyone. Yes, it is harder. However, it's much more important. And in some ways, I think it's also easier because 9/11 in some ways has given us a platform. And even though we have huge stereotypes that we have to fight, and we have a lot of things that come out in the media which we don't always agree with, the one thing that I would want to say is that everyone here in the audience, essentially, is a representative of themselves and what the truth is. And when I listen to the American mainstream, to me what that means is that it starts really with you. And it starts with your home, your community, your school, your class, your mosque, your neighbors. And you don't necessarily need to be sitting on a panel, or you don't necessarily need to have a CNN camera in front of you to kind of start breaking those stereotypes. And the second thing I would say is that through my own personal experience is people are hungry. People are hungry for knowledge, and they will listen. If you start a dialogue, if you start a discourse, everybody will listen and they want to know. And if you present it in a respectful way, they want to hear your opinion, and they want to hear it in a respectful way. And post 9/11, I was here pre 9/11, I've been here ever since. I have yet to come across somebody who does not want to listen to my opinion. So that's the first thing. And another thing is that I think Salahuddin alluded to a little bit is that we have to be proud. We have to be proud of our Pakistani heritage. And I'll just give you a very small example, a very personal one, and it's very recent in my mind and relevant to students here because I was at a job interview just 5 days ago. And it was about 4 hours long, of which 3 hours of the conversation was about Pakistan. And I'm a physician. The job interview was at a pharmaceutical company, so really, not really that relevant. But I kind of was very proud of my Pakistani heritage and my upbringing and my education, and I presented it that way. And needless to say, I did get the job, but they really, really came back and told me that was probably one of the most important things that I did for myself. Was be proud of where I came from, be proud of the education that I got there, and they're looking for diversity. They wanted globalization. It's a global company. They want to go even more global. They want somebody who thinks out of the box, who's different, and who's proud of that. So definitely it can go in your favor, and it depends on how you present yourself and how proud you are. I think every nation, every country has things that they are not so proud of, and we are no different. But we absolutely have no reason to come from an apologetic background or to come with that kind of a mindset. We have many, many things to be proud of, many things that we need to highlight, many things that we need to talk about, and people will listen. The onus, though, is upon us. We have to start the dialogue, so don't hesitate in that way. The other question that Gibran wanted to ask me was about the symposium. So, and again, I'm a common citizen. I was a fellow last year, going about my business, doing a fellowship at Northwestern. And of course, the floods happened and it affected everybody. We all wanted to do something. And simply, what did it take? It took two things. One was asking someone, as simple as that, as just saying, we need to do something, let's do something. And everybody responded, fine, you have our help, what do you want to do? Second thing was, I was like, I want Morton Shapiro, the president of Northwestern University, to contribute and to know. I'm like, we sent huge delegations to Haiti. Everybody was at Haiti, doing volunteer work. Now we have the floods in Pakistan. What are we going to do now? I didn't have access to Morton Shapiro. However, finding people in your community who do. We had some very excellent senior faculty who did. It was just asking them and contacting them. And the one thing I will tell you is, if you ask somebody, and there's people here in this room that have randomly asked a question, Danielle Narani, I called a week ago, that I need to ask so-and-so, and I got a call back within 2 hours. So you just have to ask people and know who to get in touch with, and people will bend over backwards.
Right, and that's just not our community. I think you mentioned a very, very important point, that people are willing to listen. People are really curious to know what Pakistanis really are. And if we, just going back to Salahuddin's point, that if we feel pride in being a Pakistani, and we represent ourselves as Pakistani-born Americans, it's going to go a long way. And I think this conference is a huge testimony of how much we feel that way. And I can't praise the efforts of Consul General of Pakistan, Mr. Zahid Khan, enough, and Dr. Haqqani's, Ambassador Haqqani's initiative enough. So I'm going to go to
comment about 9/11 and post 9/11 and the opportunities and challenges. I think it provided us with a lot of challenges and opportunities. First thing what I found out after 9/11, as then my Rizwana, my wife, is sitting here, that our neighbors came to us. They asked us, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
And then we received all the calls, because it tells you about power of human relationships.
Right.
All the senators, U.S. senators from here, Durbin, and Obama and Secretary of State, Governor, everybody called. Wanted to make sure we are fine. And then, Nishmia did a great job in flood and fundraising, but you know what? We were approached by Senator Durbin himself.
Right.
He approached Chicago Law Sister City Committee. There are many members here, Nishmia is part of that too. And he said, I want to do something about flood relief efforts. And then he gathered, Mayor Daley said, I'll host it at the Cultural Center. And then Secretary of State Jesse Biden, Governor Quinn, they all came together to help us.
Gotcha.
Why is the power of relationship?
Right. And that's, again, going back to, sometimes you have to take the initiative, but other times they're equally willing, like you mentioned.